Let's see. See if I can get this going here. Oh, man. All right. There's a big old spider, too. I probably should have let her take a picture of it. I ain't lying. All right. Let's see what we getting into tonight other than spiders and snakes. That's been our night tonight. We got back and it was, she's like, look, it's a bunch of snakes. I'm like, where? It looked like a bunch of sticks. But she saw them bad boys moving around, you know, wiggling. So, listen, man, I'm going to tell you. Now, unless you got 500-pound pythons, this is not a good suggestion, all right? But if you're just dealing with snakes that are about, 4 feet long, they kind of strike approximately half of their body size. So they were copperheads. Yeah, they were copperheads. If you know anything about copperheads, they are venomous. They can unalive you.
Yeah, you don't play that game.
They can
stay out of the river.
Yeah, they can unalive you. But again, it's not a shark, and it's not a gator. You know what I mean? You have a better chance of survival, if you know what I mean. But I'm telling you right now, if the snake, if it looks like it's about 4 feet or smaller, all you got to do is take a shovel to it. That's all you have to do. And everybody's like, you have to cut off the head. It doesn't matter where you hit the darn thing, at least if it's in the center. Now, if you cut the tip of the tail off, and for some reason it's having a grudge match going on in its head, you just made it mad. Okay, so you just get a shovel and aim for the center of the body. That's it. And once you hit it in the back real hard, I don't care if you cut it in half or not, it's pretty much disabled. And it went from 4 feet to 2 feet, which means it's done. Now you can concentrate on cutting the head. Okay, it's real small. Real easy. Now, you can do what I have certain family members in my life, what they do. They see a snake, they tell you, hey, don't take your eyes off. They go get a 12 or a 20 gauge, and they just blow the head off, okay? But to me, it's a waste of ammo. It's an overkill. I don't see the point. You can do the same thing with a shovel, okay? All you got to do is hit it. And you know what's funny? She sees the snake, and it's big. It's probably, I ain't lying, it's one of the biggest ones we've had in several years. So it's probably about 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter, probably about 4 foot long, almost, something like that. So it's got some age to it. And it had 2 babies with it. 2. So they're probably about, 18 inches. They're not even 2 feet long. And first we saw the main one, and then she's like, oh my God, there's another one. I'm like, where? It's right there. It was almost beside it. So I shoveled the heck out of them 2. And then we got on the skid steer, and I said, hey, let me go see if there's any in this brush over here. And see, I I call my my skid steer my chariot. Okay, I was on my my heifer once. She's like, "Let me get on the chariot with you." I was like, "Come on, my queen." So we got on the chariot and we started going towards the brush, and not goofing, we find another one. And I'm like, "Oh, this sucker is done." I said, "Babe, go get the shovel." She said, "I'm not getting off the chariot, sir. Not gonna happen." I said, "Well, I'm out of bows and arrows, so you're gonna have to figure something out." And I said, "You know what? I got a better idea. I got a thing called a bucket. I'm just going to use the bucket." So I start going after her. She's like, "Hold on a second. Let me get off first." I'm like, "No, hold up. It's right here." And she wasn't playing. Her nails dug into my side. And I was like, "What the heck?" It was too late. I'm going to get it. So I put the bucket all the way up, and I tilted it all the way forward and just came smack down on that bad boy. Yeah. And then, of course, that was halfway. And then I took the head off. Now that's a true
Two
grip.
things.
Giving Grace said, "Now that's a true grip mastery." Yeah. Oh, my wife the whole time is literally, she's trying to climb me like a tree. You hear me? And I'm like,
No,
okay.
I sent Tron a true grit mastery thing earlier.
A true grip mastery thing? What true grip mastery thing?
The video I sent you.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a video. We don't know. Maybe. We don't know. We don't know what's really going on in that video.
But two things, Trot. First of which, the Bible says you will handle snakes. So you should just pick them bad boys up.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Anyone that wants to take that verse of physically, like if you're Moses, go right on ahead. The Bible's talking about how we handle serpents, and it's talking about the inside of a person who is not saved. That's how we handle serpents, right? That's how we handle them. It's not telling you to start the Serpent Baptist Church and then, right next to the Feelings Church. You got the Feelings Church, the Feelings Baptist, and the Serpent Baptist next door.
And the second thing is, you said, "Well, I'm all out of bow and arrow." And then my quote to that would be, "Why did you only shoot 3 of them?"
No, I didn't. That's why I'm out. I'm out. I shot all of them. Get it? I shot all of them. Telling someone, "Why did you only shoot 3?" Telling someone, "Why did you only shoot 3?" is implying they have more. I said, "I'm all out. I'm all out. I have no more. I shot them all." So the comeback would actually be, "You did a good job." Yeah, I did. That's why I had one weapon left, and it was the chariot's bucket.
The chariot of Elisha.
That's right. That's what it was. It's my chariot. I get on that sucker and I got reins. I'm like, yeah, on that bad boy. All right. Guys, don't forget, I'm only going to count about 5 or 10 minutes of that. A Grip Mastery family is only an hour long. So let's get to it. Somebody got something? Or what? What do we got? I know there's only 20-something people in here right now. I know it's not easy for everybody to hop on. But
Dre's hosting a belly live right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, what's new? What's new? All right, let me see if I can find. All right, so we had the combos that we had the past few days. Excuse me. What's funny is they happen to be, 2 of them happen to be about harnessing emotions. One of the last ones about remarrying. Like, is it okay to remarry? We kind of went over that. And what the heck was that? Yeah. All right. And today, obviously, we're starting off with not a make sure to do tasks together with your spouse or family members. It's make sure to unalive spiders and snakes so you can see how they're going to react. Oh, man. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, boy, the old heifer was really, what'd you say? Agape time starts now. Yeah, we starting it now, but I'm going to have to add about 5 or 10 minutes to that. Church of Feelings and the Church of something else. The Church of Feelings and the Church of the Serpents. The Church of the Snakes, where you go in there and you carry the snakes to prove that you have the faith of Christ. If you don't pick this snake up, get out of here, because the Bible said you're going to pick up snakes. Oh, it's the funniest cult of them all, the snake picker-uppers. Yeah. And you're like, bro, it's not telling you to pick up. Well, that's what it says. It's funny that people say, I take the Bible literal. All right, well, if you literally take the Bible, then go pick up a snake. And you should be missing an arm, a hand, at least one eye, or you're a liar, because your body has offended you at some point. You should be missing some limbs. But they're not going to tell you that literally. But that's all right. I don't hold them accountable to it. They should hold themselves accountable to it, though, because that's their whole goal. What's up, Brenda? Okay, I be screaming, too. What are you talking about? You talking about the snakes? Yeah, I hear you. They think Paul, I'm not picking up rattlesnakes. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to pick up a rattlesnake, all right, after I killed it. And I'm going to get it and throw it in the creek so my dogs don't start getting a scent of the snake. I tell you, I didn't see it, but I heard a snake trying to defend itself, because Trot found one, and I can hear him sniffing and then bounce back, sniffing and then bounce back. So he knows they strike, and we have some sticks from small branches that fall from white oak. If you know anything about white oak, from a distance at a certain time of the day, they have like a pattern of a of a cottonmouth, or the snakes that I'm talking about, copperhead. They're going to have that pattern. And so because we have sticks, little branches all the time that land on the ground, Trot's walking and he sees one. He's like, oh, and he'll get real close and then put his head back. And I know that he's been attacked. He's probably not been hit, but they've tried popping them, and he knows that they're fast. So he sees them, and boy, it doesn't take him long. Like, okay, I'm going this way. He don't want nothing to do with them, but there's other dogs that will run at him, grab him, and shake him around like a dang doll. Let's see. What? Pink, what's up? What do you say? Wish you could have tried that banana pudding. Don't act dumb with me, woman. Don't act dumb with me. I told you on the 17th, all the guys are coming down here, so you need to have some more banana pudding made. Don't play dumb with me. You got plenty of time to make some more. And I'm telling you right now, I'm holding you to it. It's approximately, it's not a far drive, but I am going to text you right before I get there, and you would have plenty of time to have a new batch made up. I'm telling you, the guys already know we're coming. There's going to be, let's see, 6, 7, or 8. So for sure, what'd you say? Just for y'all. Yes, ma'am, just for us. There's 6 or 7 of us. We're going to eat all of it anyway. What does it matter? Trot knows that what? Trot knows that I'm terrified of snakes, and he just having a grand time killing snakes. Bro, she's on the back of this skid steer holding on for dear life. You hear me? I said, honey, if we're going to make it through life, we're going to make it through life together. And I said, let's go find some snakes. She's like, no, turn around, let me off. I said, heck no. Heck no, let's go. Hey, I put that sucker in the gear. Before you know it, it's too late. I said, hop off. She's like, I'm not hopping off right here. I said, well, I don't know what else to tell you. Man. We're going through there. No, I meant yes, just for y'all. I'll make it special. All right. What does make it special mean? What does that mean? Whoa, hold on a second. What does that mean? I'll make it special. Hold on a second. No, you know what? We'll take the regular serving. Hold on. Don't make it special. Hold on a second.
Like when Farva said, I'll take a liter of cola. It's for a cop.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah. I'll take a liter of cola. It's for a cop. Farva, what a moron. You know, I worked with the guy just like that. I'm not even kidding. Just like that. I remember one time we were in the Sallyport and we had a couple of guys that we had anyway. And I'm really the one it was a pretty big drug bust, and I'm kind of just searching the dude, and I hear smacking right behind me. And I'm like, what in the possible? I turn around, this guy's eating a banana. I said, what are you doing? And he's like, what? I was like, get the heck out of here, bro. Now I don't work with this guy. Like, we're not wearing the same uniform. But you know, we're kind of, you know, we're in the same field, I'll put it that way. And I don't know why he's even in there with me. I didn't tell him I needed his help. And I'm not kidding you. I heard him unpeel the banana, like if he had it in his cargo pocket. You hear me? He's sitting there. I do not believe that's what I'm hearing, though. But I know I hear a weird noise, but that's what I was hearing. He was unpeeling a banana while I'm sitting here searching this dude to make sure he don't have weapons or nothing on him so we can go in the actual jail area. I turn around. He's like, I swear he looked like Farva, act like Farva. I'm like, bro, what is going on? I said, get out of here. What, man? What? I said, you're eating a banana right now, dude? What if this guy goes crazy? We got to go hands on. You got to drop your banana. I was like, ate up dude, man. Oh, man, it's crazy. Crazy how it's crazy. Christian brings up Farva, and that's the first thing I remember is this goofball.
And that's why you can't eat on Trot's Lives. That's the only reason.
No, that's not the only. The only reason why is because it's recorded, and I don't need all that stupid sound effect. Look, listen. The only sound effects this live needs is my ridiculous snorting every 30 seconds. Okay, we don't need any more ridiculous noises. I make enough for all of us. All right, we don't need any more. Thank you, Giving Grace, for educational purposes.
I'll take a liter of cola. Meow.
Meow. So listen here,
I bet
meow.
you won't say meow to him.
So listen here, meow. Did you just say meow? No. No.
No, he's like, no, meow.
No, meow. Yeah.
Such a troll, bro. Nah, that's a troll right there.
Oh yeah. That was the beginning of trolling right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anybody that has something regarding family? Anyone? Nobody has nothing. Y'all gonna make me come up with something? That's fine. I ain't got no problem.
You're kind of freezing up.
Do what? What'd you say?
You're going in and out. You're freezing up. Internet's down. Internet's going bad.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Am I freezing up for anybody else, or is it just Christian? Need y'all to sound off. Could be just you. I don't see anything wrong. Okay. All right. It's not just you, Christian. Hold on.
Well, I normally don't have a problem.
All right. Hopefully that's better. That should have fixed the problem. Oh. Man, I don't know what I did with my...
I was gonna say, well, I don't know that. I mean, it is family, but I can't talk too much. I'm on sleep shift.
Sleep shift.
Yeah, I'm being forced to sleep.
Oh, because your wife's going to stay up for a little bit?
Yeah.
Y'all are pulling shifts?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're being forced to sleep? Well, how in the heck are you going to participate in this if you're supposed to be not?
Well, I could give a topic and then I can listen to the recording. That's how I figure.
Yeah. Well,
because it was like for you have a kid, right? You have a kid, talk about how you and your spouse raise your kid to be godly children.
Yeah, well, that's funny. That's funny you bring that up because the three main topics I'm looking for, I had another section where I kind of had like very specific things. It's in here somewhere, but one of them was parental guidance. That was one of them.
Yeah.
So that we can definitely talk about that. I mean, anyone that has a child is going to need it, or anyone that is prepping to have a child is going to need it, or anyone that is going to be a grandparent, or anyone that's going to be a great grandparent. Like, there is no reason whatsoever that you would not better yourself on the topic of parental guidance. There's no reason. I don't care what level you're at. Abraham was 100. He was still having kids. You don't think he needed to go over parental guidance, okay, in some form or fashion? And some people say, well, he had God there. Yeah, bro, but he still had to follow. He still had to follow, right? So let's try to pick an age. Would you say that, Brenda? My teen? Oh. Yeah, we could talk about that age. Shoot, I ain't got no problem.
Yeah, for me, it's like, how do you effectively, like, I know you've brought up, go outside and plant a garden, and I've heard that, but I'm just saying, like, I want to start super young and give them the foundation that I didn't have. But like, you can't be like, okay, you're 6 years old now. Well, here's full-on shadows of Christ in the Old Testament. And I know, like, I just don't want them to be subject to like the 8-year-old Garden of Eden version of the story. Like, I know I have to start them there, but I don't want them to believe that until they're 50.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can show them. First of all, you can just read the Bible like it is. The black letters on a white page is not something to run from. I don't know why people think, for whatever reason, that's what they think when they hear me say black letters on a white page. No. The black letters on a white page, I'm referring to the thing that you can see with your eyes. That's not all that's there. That's what I'm referring to. That's not all that's there. What else is there can't be seen with your physical eyes, meaning you're not reading it verbatim, but yet it's there. Just like when Paul calls Sarah and Hagar mountains. It doesn't say in black letters on white page in the fine print, oh, by the way, Sarah and Hagar are mountains. It doesn't say that in the scriptures that Paul was reading. Paul wrote that down in the New Testament, but he did not read it. That's not where he got the information. He got the information because the Spirit showed him what those things meant, okay? So with that being said, Brenda brought up, I guess she's got teenagers, so it's not going to hurt to go over that, Christian. Matter of fact, your kid is not even talking yet, so you got at least 2 or 3 years where you can start learning this stuff. So the teen age years, it doesn't matter what order of fashion, you're learning this stuff. So we can talk about that. I think Brenda said she might come up, and that's fine. But it's important. Give me about 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem, Brenda. Can you at least listen? Do you want me to start talking about it now, or do you want me to wait because you're not going to be able to listen? Because I can wait. No problem. No problemo. Yes, go ahead. All right. So let's go over like let's see. Let's say your teenager is old enough to drive. So let's say 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't care if they're 19, they're still a teen. 19, 16 to 19. That's 3 years. Now remember, at 17, they're an adult as far as going and fighting for your country, right? Those kind of things, right? They may not be able to buy a certain leafy substance, and they may not be able to drink certain liquids. But at 17, I don't care what anybody says, if they can go to war to become unalived, they're an adult. I don't know why people argue about this. No, they're not. They're still children. Well, then you better start changing the laws and not letting 17-year-olds go to war if you really believe they're just children, because most 17 and 18-year-olds are no longer in high school. So are they an adult or not? All right. It's a gray line. It's a gray line. There's people that want to believe they're adults. There's people that don't. And it's a ridiculous argument, actually. But if they're no longer, being educated in the quote unquote school system, they're being held accountable as an adult in a lot of ways, right? So I guess we'll talk about the ages 16 to 19 because they're old enough to drive. And I know that there are 15-year-olds that have license. I get all that. In some cases, even 14-year-olds. I get it. Even though the 14-year-old thing is very rare. It's more prevalent to start around 15. And then we know by 16, if you don't have a driver's license by 16, you were being lazy, okay? Or you have some mental issue that is stopping you from learning or something. But let's say you have someone the age of 16 to 19 years old, and let's say I don't care what it was they've done something that made you upset, or maybe y'all had some rules. They still live with you, and you put your foot down and you put your foot down and you're like, hey, I'm taking the keys to the vehicle, right? If they have one. Or let's say they don't have one and you're like, you know what? I'm definitely not getting you a car anytime soon. You still don't know how to act. No telling how you're going to act when you have a car. When the child is between 16 and 19, a lot of parents, at least half, I know the number is at least half, they get some rude awakenings because some people, these ages between 16 and 19, they start seeing themselves as an adult. And the problem is the parent doesn't see them as an adult. They still see them as a kid, right? Because if they're 16, that means 6 years ago they were 10. And that's all the parent sees. You were just 10 years old yesterday. Well, guess what? They're not 10 years old anymore, are they? Are they? No, they're 16. And the state is trusting them with the driver's license. Imagine that. And some parents are like, oh, God, no. My kid definitely don't need to be driving. But at that age, between 16 and 19, the parent should already had made a decision. And that was, you have to start treating them as an adult. But if you wait to treating them as an adult until they turn into an adult, you'll never start treating them like one. There are some parents, they wait for their kid to do something impressive, and then they start respecting them. It's too late. It's too late. So now they're 24, and you're like, wow, you graduated from something. I don't care. Graduated from learning how to make cotton candy. I don't care. They graduated from something, and you're like, wow, I respect you now. That could be too late. That could cause some issues, right? So the more you try to force yourself to believe that your kids are still kids. And when I say kids, I'm talking like you're still treating them like they're 6. Like they're already 16 and you're treating them like they're 6 years old. At some point, you know, this whole thing, you got to let kids be kids. Like, let them have fun. Let them have fun. What does that mean? Let them have fun? So you're going to let them do whatever they want, dress however they want, because that's fun. That's not the answer. That's not the right answer. You know, I'm saying all this because if not careful, you could easily start putting too much pressure on your kid. And I'm not talking about the pressure like go to college. I'm not talking about getting them to grow up. I'm talking about the pressure of you're still beating them down like they're a kid, like down talking them, literally speaking to them like you don't respect them at all. And once a person turns about 12 years old, if you haven't beat them enough, your days of beating are over. You need to be real careful about picking up your hand, picking up a paddle, a belt, whatever. You need to be real careful. And I'm not saying it because of the police. That's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying this is a human. I don't know, for some reason, people have kids and they think because they're their kids, somehow they own them. You don't own your kid. That's another thinking error. We talk about thinking errors all the time, right? I want to say the last time we talked about a thinking error, we talked about the thinking error should, where you tell people that certain things should happen. And the truth is they shouldn't. They can happen or those things will happen. But to say that they should happen, so if you're married, the woman should cook, she should clean, she should, because she's a woman. If you're the man, you're the one that should be working, you're the one that should make all the money because he's a man. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. The should thing is what kicks a lot of people's butts. Okay? And it's the same thing regarding certain age people. Well, they're 12, so I should be able to say whatever I want. No, absolutely not. Another thinking error is ownership. You don't own nobody. What are we back in freaking 1300s? You got slaves? Is that so? You don't have kids, you got slaves. That's what you have because you own them. You don't own anybody. You don't own other people that are not your bloodline because you bought them, and you don't have kids and then make yourself believe, well, I own them. I own them. Are you high? What are you talking about? You own them. You don't own them. It's your responsibility to treat them as an adult as early as you can to prepare them in life so they don't mistreat other people. If you start treating your kids like they're your slaves and you own them, then that's how they're going to treat other people. That they got to put themselves in a position to own. Ownership is a huge problem. That's why you have guys, and I'm using guys as an example. That's why you have guys or women that will beat up or abuse their spouse because in their head, they believe they're entitled to do so because they own them. Right? That's why you have freaking weirdos come in descaled and like, hey, I'm going to ask you a question. And you're a false doctrine entitled. I don't even know these people. They don't even know how to be somebody's friend. They want to come up there and argue and yell with you because they're entitled to. Because in their head, you're teaching a false doctrine. So let me ask you this. Let me see if anybody knows. If you know someone is teaching a false doctrine, let's say they're Satan themselves, but as a human, right? They got Satan lives inside of them. How do you win them over to Christ? Somebody tell me. How do you win them over to Christ?
By showing them the love of God, not the law.
So you show them the love of God, right? So if you have the love of God on the inside of you, and you go to someone's live and you're like, listen here, answer my question. Mr. and Mrs. Entitled, is that the love of God? That's the love of God. So no patience. You come into the live, you're not here 30 seconds, right? And I'm like, hey, whoa, bro, calm down, bro. Don't come in, you're just trying to run from the question. Like, bro, it didn't even take 30 seconds and you freaking wigged out on everybody. Now, everybody's freaked out. Everybody going to have a ruined day because you're having a ruined day. This type of attitude, this is this entitlement. Like, I own you, I control you, and I'm going to justify why I'm doing everything bad. That's a promise to reform. These people will say, oh, okay. My bad. I won't do it again. Oh, yeah, they do. They do it again next week. They'll do it again next week. Ownership. You don't own nobody. You own nothing. Okay? At the same rate, you don't own your kids. Your kids don't own you. You don't own your spouse. Okay? When you go onto someone's live, you don't own that live. For God's sakes, I don't care if they're preaching Satan. Okay? You don't own nobody. You don't own anybody's choices. Therefore, there's no reason to get all bent out of shape. You don't own nothing. So, with all that being said, it's the same with you and your child. Yes, it's your blood. Okay? I get that. And you definitely can treat them like you own them while they're 1 or 2. What I'm saying is they're humans. So around the age 10, if you actually been taking care of their heart, okay? If not, if you haven't truly been nurturing them, then they're just going to stay immature longer. So the older they get, there's no maturity. So someone has to get them in a mature state. You don't mature kids just by spanking them all the darn time. That's not how you get them to be mature. You get them to be mature by putting responsibilities in their life when they're young, at a very young age. You start giving them responsibilities. I don't care if they're 1 year old. I don't care. Give them sticks, for God's sakes. When they drop them, get them to pick the sticks up. I don't care what it is. They have to immediately, listen, if you don't want your teenager to be a tyrant, you better start teaching them that responsibility is the way. Responsibility. I don't care if they're 6 months old. Listen, kids, babies, they're human. We are really smart. For some reason, people think because, it says, well, their brain don't fully develop till they're 20. Yeah, I get that. I don't care if their brain is not fully developed, okay? They are smart at just a few months old. They're already looking at you like, They may not know the words, but they're saying, let me see, eyeballs, ears, there's a nose. What is that thing right there? Okay, the tongue inside there, what is that? They may not know the words, but they're thinking about every little thing that they're seeing. And if you just trust the process of people learning, if you trust that, your kid will learn. Some learn a little quicker than others, but you don't want to just feed them, put them to sleep, wipe the poop. You don't want to just do that. If you're controlling on you all the time and you're like, oh, they got poop. Here, tabby, here's your tabby. Oh, they pooped again. Tabby. Bro, so your tabby is raising your kid. You're not raising your kid. Your tabby is. So what are they watching on their tabby? I'm not even at the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not even at the point I'm trying to make, bro, because the point is quite crazy. But what I'm getting at is at some point you are the one that's going to have to take responsibility on nurturing their heart, on teaching them everything that's happening in life. Or you can let the radio do it. You can let the radio, the TV, the tabby, you can let them train your kids. So when you're focused on trying to get your kids out of your hair so you can go do you, boo, I'm going to go do me, boo. Just keep them over there. All that time, they need you to nurture them. But we're going to take them to mama and grandma's house, or, your mom, their grandma. You're going to take them over there, or you're going to take them to Papa's house. You're going to take them over there, and they are helping them speak. They are doing their job because they were a decent parent already. So now they're raising your kid, right? And the parents that are supposed to be raising them are like, oh my gosh, I just want him out of my hair. I just want him out. So then what happens? They turn 13, and guess what? Now it's you against yourself. And let me tell you something. Now it's you against yourself. And guess what? If you didn't raise yourself right, just think about yourself for a second. Do I like to argue? Do I like to fight? Just think about yourself and then think, if I was untrained, how would I act? And if you look at your kid and say, well, I'd act like that. Yeah, whoa, hey.
Hey, read your message.
Why? Where'd you get that question at?
Because I'm talking to Zoe.
Oh, what does it mean when someone says put your thumb scale?
Thumb on the scale.
Okay, give it to me in context on how it was used.
Zoe. What? Give it in context of how Bo said it. I don't remember how he said it.
I need the story.
She needs a context on how it's used.
Yeah, who's talking to who?
To influence a decision.
That's literally what it means.
To influence what?
A decision.
So there's no okay, so we're asking for definitions?
No.
If you're telling someone put the thumb to the scale, it's after.
Put your thumb on the scale.
Okay, if you're telling someone to put their thumb on the scale, the scenario has to be that the person doesn't know what to do. And you're telling them, okay, well, put your thumb on the scale. Like.
So, for instance, my husband is saying for me to put my thumb on the scale on the person that's applying for the position above me.
Okay, well then, so then he's saying, okay, so that means you must like them or not like them. Yeah, yes. Yeah, so he's telling you to put your influence in there.
Okay, well, he knows.
All right, sorry about that. All right, where was I, Brenda?
That this whole conversation is backfiring on me. I'm just kidding.
What? You didn't even bring up a conversation. What are you talking about?
No, like you've been kind of hitting the nail pretty much. Like
okay.
Yeah, like it's kind of like okay, like you just said, I'm raising me. Right now.
Yeah. All you got to do is think about it. Now I know you already have a teenager because I saw you put what about a teenager or whatever. Okay, but so like for someone, and we're gonna get back to that, but for someone who does not have a teenager, be ready because what you put into this little anal glands of with hair, this little bitty thing, whatever you put in it. That's all they're going to be able to give you. So if you don't teach that little sucker how to love, why in the world are you expecting them to love you? Makes no sense. Because if there's soil and you don't put love inside the soil, why in the world are you trying to pick the fruit of love? It ain't there. It's not there. And God's not going to be mocked. What a person sows, that's the only thing they're going to reap. So if the harvest of love is not in that little turd, blame yourself. There's nobody else to blame. And now, guess what? They're a young adult. Now they're a young adult. Now, watch this. How much harder is it going to be to plant the soul of love in them when they don't recognize what you're trying to plant? How hard is it going to be now? Think about what I'm saying. So now they don't come to you as a child anymore. They don't come to you as a child. They tried that and you didn't plant it. You understand? They came to you ready for you to put whatever you want to put, Mom, Dad, here, whatever you want to put. That's how they came when they were little. And now they're 13. They're like, hey, I question everything you say. Ooh. Now they question everything you say. Now the harvest of love is not there. They're going to beat their head with your head every chance. And now, not only that, they question everything you say. How you going to get that sucker in there? How? So now, guess what? We got to go to plan B. What is plan B? Anybody know? Anybody know what plan B is?
Feet there. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that ain't plan B. Hey, no, that's what you do if you want them to hate you. See, they don't hate you yet. They don't hate you yet. Anybody know what plan B is? Another baby. Give it grace. No, that's not plan B.
No, girl, because I tried that giving grace.
No, that ain't it. That's gonna backfire on you too. You're just gonna have 2 monsters, 3 monsters, 12 monsters. Nah. Anybody? I'm gonna give it a minute. Does anybody know when you have a teen? How old is this teen, Brenda?
16.
Okay, is it a boy or girl?
Boy.
A boy. All right.
Then it's oh boy.
All right. So 16. It's a boy. He's got a license yet or not?
Nope. Nothing.
All right. Not yet. Well, as long as he gets it before he's 20. He's got to get it before he's 20. Okay. Now, some of them don't get it till they're 18. Some, for whatever reason, it don't matter. So anybody want to give it a spin? Anybody want to give it a whirl? Christian.
Plan B would be love. Do you think? Dude,
love is always the answer. Okay. Yeah, but in this stage, what is plan B? So love's always the answer. But if we're at this stage, what is plan B?
Would it be like working on myself so that they can?
No, that's always you always work on yourself. I'm saying once we get to this stage, you're always supposed to work on yourself. You're always supposed to be loving. But we're at this stage.
So it's just send them off. Send him off. Is that what
Bye. Hey, plan B, I'm waiting till you're 18 and you're gone. That's plan B. No, that's not. No, that's not plan B. No, absolutely not. No. All right, so plan B is you have to treat them like they're an adult that you don't know.
Wow.
You have to treat them like an adult that you don't know. That's how you have to treat them. And what I mean by that is when you meet a stranger, how do you treat them? Kind, right? You treat them as a person that is not like y'all are not part of each other. So you have to start treating them like they're their own person. You have to start giving them respect in areas that you normally wouldn't, right? So if you planted anything of love in them and you want it to come out, you're going to have to literally start treating them like they are an adult. Don't tell them 10 times. Don't tell them more than once anything. Now, because they're beating their head. So now they're going to have to learn the hard way. And I'm not talking about the serious stuff, okay? Like drinking and driving. No. Call the freaking cops. Don't let them die in a car. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying about all the little nagging stuff, man. All that stuff's done. 16, huh?
No, I'm saying agreeing. Like, it's either disrespect. Like if I nag or not even nag, just, hey, don't forget. And it's just constant disrespect.
Yeah, it is. No, look, listen, 16 years old. He's a little man.
Yeah.
All right. He's a man. I don't care what anybody says. In a few months, he's going to be 17. He can go to war. Okay. Yeah. I had a train these guys were 17. I took 17-year-olds to war. How many months until he turned 17?
He just turned 16.
Okay, so he's got a year. Okay, that's fair. All right, but just thinking about a year, he's in my platoon, and I'm standing before him, and I'm like, hey, I need you to go do this. 17. And in your head, he's like, he was 10 7 years ago. He was 10. Well, he ain't no more. I got him now. I got him. And we going to war. And it happened. And there were some mama's boys in there, like Christian. And I'm like, hey, bro. I'm like, hey, bro, you mama's boy? Well, what is that supposed to mean? And that sissy going, before we go over there, that sissy coming out. Whatever that is, the you right now, that's not what's going on Iraq with me, bro. That ain't gonna happen. Nope. So, but the point is, though, I treated them like they're supposed to be treated. Period. Like they're supposed to be treated. If I see the sissy in there, I'm taking the sissy out. So what I'm saying is, I can do that because I'm not the parent, right? If that was Brenda standing in front of him, 17, listen, we're going to war. Oh, listen, okay, mom, listen, mom. I'm going to go in someone else's platoon. I can't. You're going to be the one leading me to battle? Nah, mom, I'm good.
For real.
I'm good, mom. Not going to happen, all right? Right? So, but it's easy for me to do that because they don't know me. They're unsure how all this stuff works, right? But they know you. They can almost verbatim say what you're going to say in a situation. Almost. They can almost verbatim pretty much describe how you're going to act. If they come home 30 minutes later than they're supposed to, they can pretty much figure out, right? So they got all that figured out. Yeah. And that's because you're a mom and you're trying to do the best that you can with with them. Right? Because all kids are different. You're trying to do the best you can. And now we have to change tactics. Tactics have to change. If you want a better outcome, you can't keep doing the same old thing. That's called insanity, right? Insanity is doing the same old thing, expecting a different result. That makes no sense. So now we got to change tactics. Now it's more, you know what? And you don't tell them what you're doing, for God's sakes. You don't tell them, listen, sit down, mijo, listen. I love you. Mijo, I love you. Hey, and I'm gonna start letting you do more things. No, you don't tell them the tactic, for God's sakes. You just do it. Don't talk about it. You just do it.
I do not. I skipped the gentle. Well, I was a gentle parent at one point, but that's not me, should I say? So I'm more of the stricter person. So now I'm just like, well, dang, I haven't tried, pretty much everything. Now I'm just like, all right.
They're already 16. Yeah. He's already 16. So you have to start treating him as an adult. You have to already start doing that. You can't set him up for failure or teach him you treat him like a kid till he's 30. What? At some point, he has to start getting respect as an adult. So the whole game, if you don't respect me in my house, you're not going to get no respect. This is my house. You're under my roof. I pay the bill. What are we, 12? What the heck are we talking about? You don't have to say any of that stuff, okay? You wanted to have a kid. You got a kid. This is what you got. So you don't, the whole attitude, nah, well, I'm going to treat, listen. I'm not, Brenda, whatever your financial issue is, I'm not talking about you. I'm just hear me out based on the age, okay? I'm talking about the age. This is the age where it's like, all right, I'm going to do what I can to make sure. So what's the goal right now? The goal is he needs to get his driver's license, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he has to, is he mentally ill?
No, he's just
okay. He's just 16.
By his grades, you would think so.
Okay, maybe so, but that's between you and the school counselor. Okay, that's something completely different. He's got to start making better choices, but it doesn't mean he's not gonna. He don't need a driver's license. He needs
I'm scared for people's lives. I'm just kidding.
Every parent that has a 16-year-old is scared for people's lives. Okay, but again, you don't teach your kid. You don't tell your kid every time you see water, mijo, come here. Look, there's water over there. Let's go this way. There's water. No. You teach him how to swim. That's what you do. You teach him how to swim. You can't keep them away from all the water. That doesn't make any sense. You give them something. You empower them with the gift of swimming. So whenever you see the water, y'all go swim over it together, over the problem, over the issue. So yes, most parents, at least half, are like, man, I don't think it's a good idea if you are behind the wheel. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, I get that. But if you're saying he's not mentally ill, then he needs a driver. I mean, do you want him to have a good girlfriend or some stupid tascada? Huh? Which one? Which one? You want him to bring home a woman that he can bring home to mama, or you want him just to bring home any old woman? You hear me, Brenda? You listening? Hello.
Yes, I am. Sorry.
All right. So if you want him to at least start dating a reasonable woman, okay, he has to have a driver's license. You don't want him to be what was the old school term? What was it? Scrub, right? What's a scrub? A passenger side. You want your boy to be the scrub? Because I'm telling you right now, his friends are going to have driver's license.
Oh yeah.
So then you got the scrub boy. That what you want? No. Okay.
That's the thing, though. I can't, like me, like I don't know. I wish I can be very direct because this is TikTok, but more of like he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want what? A driver's license?
Yeah, like any like he's just, I don't know if he's in a, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like
okay,
it's just no ambition, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's very entitled, so it's like I like I realize now, I mean, I've had a moment where I'm like, okay, this is, where every parent gets to this point where like, all right, what do we do next? And I prayed and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to start, because I was the mom that says, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take this away, take it for like a couple hours. Here you go. And then now I'm like, oh no, I'm done, so that's where we're at now. And it's just like shut down completely right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like Herman put right here, he says, stop taking them places. You're going to have, that's what I'm saying. You have to start treating him like an adult. You're treating him like an adult is not allowing him to abuse you. He can't abuse you either. But when you say, but I'm the mom. Well, okay, fine. Let's just keep doing the same old thing. We can't keep doing the same old thing. So at some point, you're going to have to figure out, like, if I'm always his go-to guy. Hey, Mom, got to go to the store. Walk. What? You're going to make me walk or go get your driver's license? Like, you have to figure something out. He's not 10. He's not 10 years old, right? So at some point, you're going to have to figure out what can I do? Keith, what's up, man? Keith, what's on your mind?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. What's on your mind?
Awesome. My bad. Daughter's looking at something. So you're letting her know how to let her son know. Here I come, baby. You're trying to let her know how to let her son know how to be a man, basically.
Yeah, Keith.
Right?
How long you been on the live? How long you been listening, Keith?
About 10 minutes.
All right. Just stick around. I'm going to continue to talk to her about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You can mute your mic. All right. So, you got a few choices. You're either going to keep doing the same old thing, which more than likely that's not going to work, or you can start showing him that he's an adult without using words. You don't have to tell him he's an adult. You don't have to do that. You just start treating him like one. You tell him you're 16. Tell him, do you not know in 1 year you're actually considered an adult? Do you know that? And it doesn't matter if he says, nah. It doesn't matter if he says, yes, I know that. Say, okay. And that's it. You don't ask him again. You've already asked him. So you have to stop catering to him. I understand he has to get to school and those things. I get that. But I'm talking about all the other little intricate things that he has to get done. You're going to have to start collaborating with him on how else he can get it done without mama being taxi cab.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one thing. Okay. Another thing is trying to help him get his driver's license. And you tell him, listen, it's time. it's time. You need to get a driver's license. And it doesn't matter what he says. Like if he tries to be smart and tells you, well, I've been trying to tell you and you're not helping. Okay. Well, I'm helping you now. You need to get a driver's license. So let's get that going, right? That's kind of but the thing is, obviously, I think you should already know this by now. It's not good to lift your hand up at a 16-year-old boy like you're going to beat him down or spank him. Okay, those days should have been done years ago. You need to start treating him like he's an adult, and you're going to respect his space. You know, there's people that I've heard that argue against this. Oh, what? Respect their space. They'll run all over you. Okay, listen, if your kid is running all over you, then now we're talking about something different. Like if your 16-year-old is telling you that he's the man of the house and you're going to do what he says, listen, we need to do a freaking exorcism. This is something completely different. I'm talking about when a kid is still kind of confused. What's up? Oh, okay. I'll be right back.
Was it? Can I say something, Brenda? If that's all right.
No, yeah, go ahead.
At some point, Mama had to get tough on me, dude. Like, I kid you not, she had to get tough on me at some point as well. And
No, and I've how do you say it? Like I've done, in my life, I've been down the road that, he's, this what I would call the street life, I've been there, I've been an addict, you name it. And my mom, I kid you not, till the day, like, until she was tired, kind of like me and like, I don't know what else to do, she gave me that tough love. And I thank her, like, I mean, I not pushed her away, she pushed me away. But at some point in my addiction, I felt so lonely that I couldn't even reach out to her because she had cut me off. And literally to this day, like I look back and I'm like, if it wasn't for her, to do that, like pushing me away and doing that tough love thing on me, like I don't think I would have ever gotten straight. So I believe me, I understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you think that's how God works? Like,
what do you mean?
Do you think you have to go through things to know what God can do?
I mean,
do I believe
sometimes?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you have to go through things to know what God can do?
Not what he can do. I mean, he's God, but I just.
Do you have to? Hey, Keith, what do you mean? Do you have to go through things?
I mean, you individually, not what not as it applies to God, but.
Yeah, but
like if I had to go through, because I'm confused.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Hey, Keith, what do you mean exactly?
I'm saying, if I didn't go through this particular tribulation, would I know?
What do you call in a tribulation? What do you call in a tribulation?
Tribulation. Me not being able to do something.
Like what?
Or me not being able to relate to someone, or me not being able to take care of something that needs to be taken care of.
That's a tribulation. If you can't take care of something, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's a trial. I'm saying tribulation as far as trial. So there's a trial that I have to go through, and if I don't go through the trial, I don't know. How do I want to put it?
You mean like finding things out on the hard way, like in the hard way?
Yeah. You have to go through something to find it out. You know what I mean?
But you don't have to go through something to find it out, Keith.
Yeah.
You don't have to?
No, you don't have to. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So if your mom and dad tell you not to steal and you listen to them, isn't that better than finding out the hard way?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so you don't have to go through it the hard way. That's a lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So we can learn things the hard way, and we can also learn by just listening to our parents. So I understand the teaching where people are going around saying you have to go. When they say things like, well, if I have a pastor and he ain't never been through nothing, I don't want to listen. That's a lie. That's from the devil. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, but in this world that we live in, everybody is going to learn something the hard way. And then you have what we call very foolish people, where they learn everything the hard way. Those are called stupid people, Keith. Right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
But everybody at some point is going to do something stupid, but there's this group of people of all skin colors, for whatever reason, they're just more stupid than everybody else. So just because they're more stupid doesn't mean I'm going to listen to them more because they're more stupid. Okay. I don't look at how many hard times someone's had. I look at is what they're saying is biblical or not. There are people that actually just listened to what was the right thing. They did what was the right thing. That makes them smart. That doesn't make them less than someone else. So I want to make that clear before we move on. But I don't believe just because somebody was more stupid than somebody else that I need to listen to them more. I don't believe that, not even a little bit. All right, so let's get back to where we're at with Brenda. So Brenda, let's do this one thing. So we got about 15 minutes, maybe 20, right? And remember, guys, a Grip Mastery family is only going to be an hour long, and we did take about 15 minutes with shenanigans, but that's just typical. It's just typical descaled stuff. But so I think let's look at how. You're going to have to and again, Brenda, you there? Oh, maybe she got a phone call. My bad.
No, I'm here. Sorry. I was.
Yeah. So listen, don't hop to this until your conscience is clear. And that's the thing. Nobody can force you to want to do this. You're just going to have to, maybe this is like a first step of you kind of coming to this understanding that, oh, shoot, like I'm going to have to start treating this little turd like like an adult. But the answer is, yeah, that's what you're going to have to do, man.
I'm glad this is perfect. Thank you, Jesus. Right. But I've been praying, I don't know, what do I do? Where did I go wrong? Where did I, we started to question like that. Where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? Right. So I was just but you're making very valid points. You've said things that you didn't even know, I had the questions I had and you already were talking about it. So
okay.
I'm at that point in life right now where it's okay, you know what? You're right. He wants to get treated like a man. I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt, treat him, as a mom.
Yeah,
it's going to hurt.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you disrespect him because he wants to be treated like a man. It just means he needs space. He needs to figure some things out. Look, it's not good, and I'm just using males. First of all, it's both male and female. I'll say human, okay? It is not good for a human to start learning how to utilize critical thinking when they're 20. That's not okay. It's not okay. You have to get them to start using their critical thinking skills at freaking age 6 months. Do you understand? As soon as possible, you have to force them to start using critical thinking skills. It is not okay to be at their wedding and they're like, you know what, Mom? I don't think I should do this. Oh my God, you've been with this person 2 or 3 years. You're just using critical thinking skills today, the day of the wedding. That's when you want them to start using critical thinking skills. No. You want them to start learning. Listen, critical thinking skills is when they are figuring it out on their own, not making a phone call like, hey, Mom, I think I'm going to get fired from my job. Okay, listen, this is what you do. Listen, telling them what to do is not allowing them to use critical thinking skills. They have to figure it out on their own. I don't care if they're like, Mom, I need your help. Say, okay, what are you going to do? Well, I was thinking I could do. That's one option. What else? You're forcing them to give you all the options. And you okay. So now that you got option A, B, C, and D, which one out of those, 4 would you say was the least best option for you? Well, I think it'd be this one. Okay, so now we're down to 3. And 2 of them actually sound pretty good. And 1 of them, I give you a 70. And now you got a choice to make. I know, but which one do you think? I'm not going to tell you. You need to figure that out on you. And you know what they could do? Fine, you never helped me. They get off the phone and they call like their football coach. Hey, coach. Okay, so check it out. Okay, yeah. But you know why that's okay? Because if they were not using critical thinking skills, they would have never called that football coach. Are you listening, Brenda?
Yes,
so
my baby rock.
it's okay. It's okay if they call somebody else. It's okay. And if they call the wrong person, what do you think they're going to learn?
Nothing.
They're going to learn, I can't trust that person. That person didn't give me the right. Now, listen, if they're like, oh, my God, Mom, I was in this guy's car. A cop stopped us. There was drugs in there. We're all going to jail. That's different. Okay, that's not the time. Okay, well, figure it out. Use your critical thinking skills. That's not the time for that. Okay?
I would.
No. I'm saying we can't be stupid about this and like just throw them out to the wolves, okay? I'm saying if it's about them losing a job or something like that, listen, some parents are so worried about their resume. Oh, your resume's got to be perfect that they will freaking forge paperwork so they can have, listen, you don't have to do all that. It's just that you have to not allow yourself to overstep. And that means you doing everything. You can't do that because I'm telling you, in 5 or 10 years, they're still going to be calling you. And some parents are like, that's good. They're supposed to. No, if they don't know how to critically use thinking skills on their own, that's bad. That's not good. That's bad.
So that's what I'm saying. So if I didn't go through this particular situation, and come through it, would I know how to get through it better if I had just listened to somebody who had already went through that situation?
Yeah, no, Keith, I already know what you're saying. You're saying experience. We've already been through this. Experience.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay, so now you're talking about trying your faith, right? The book of James says, don't think this as a weird thing. Let it try your faith, right? Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm saying be careful when you say that because it can come off as I want someone to go through something. Well, first off, everybody goes through something. Everybody does. But there are some people that their problems are self-induced. Meaning they caused the problem themselves because they're stupid. You understand?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Sure.
So, and then there are other things that are not self-induced. Like you come home one day and your house is on fire and you ain't been there all day. Obviously, that's not your fault. So the fire team comes and they're like, yeah, man, it looks like that power cord up there busted because a squirrel chewed it. And it came down and it lit those leaves on fire and it caught your house on fire, which means you didn't leave something on in the house. It wasn't you. So that's not a self-induced problem. But when people come to me and they brag about how stupid they were and they're like, yeah, God taught me. Look, man, God loves all of us. And if you cause some self-induced problems in your life and you're stupid, don't brag to me at how stupid you were. Okay? But there are accidental things that do happen in our lives. And it's not self-induced. They just come and things do happen. But those things happen to everybody, right? But there are people who are very stupid and they try to minister to other people. Well, that person ain't never been through nothing and you got to be through something. And they're bragging about how stupid they were. I'm talking about self-induced problems. I'm not talking about flat tires and losing a job. If you're showing up late to work and you lose a job and because you lost your job, you can't pay your house and now you can't pay your house. So they repo it and it's all because you were late to work. That's not going through problems. That's self-induced stupidity. So what I'm saying is we have to learn to separate what it is we're talking about. Is it self-induced, or you were 13 years old and your parents died in a car wreck? That's not self-induced. But just because your parents died in a car wreck don't mean you're better and you can preach better because some hard time came. That's a lie. It's not true. Okay? Right? So that's what I'm saying. We got to be clear on what we're trying to say. I don't listen to someone because they had a hard life. That's not why I listen to somebody. I know people that's had a better life than me and you put together, but when they talk about the Bible, they make sense. And they ain't been through nothing hard. So that right there throws that whole, you got to go through something, that throws that out the window. That is a lie. This usually comes from people that put themselves in prison. They come out of prison and they're like, I had a hard life. Listen to me. I read the Bible a lot. Okay, maybe so, but are you speaking truth? Yes, but they're not speaking truth when they say, well, I had a hard life. And well, it was self-induced. Why are you bragging about having a hard life? It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. But experience, everybody is going to have experiences in their life, and we can either learn from them or not, right? But right now, in Brenda's case, she's got a 16-year-old boy. In her head, it's still her boy, right? But in his head, he's a man. Trust me, I used to be 16. All right, so he's a man.
Me too.
Right? Yeah, yeah. We all were 16, right? So again, boys, into my boys, and even though we know they're not men, they're wanting to be one, which they should. Right? I mean, if you're 16, you should want to be a man already. You should not say, oh, mama, I'm just not ready for the world. Just put me in the basement forever. Something's wrong with that. Okay, they should want. So if your son is already acting like he wants to be a man, that's healthy. There's not something wrong with that. That's healthy. That's the progress. Okay? Because soon enough, he's going to be 25. He's going to be 30. So you have to already start encouraging his manhood. Let him have it. Let him have his manhood. Let him have his space. He's got a lot of things to figure out. A lot.
I do want to say, like, I've given my son a lot of space, like ever since he was like younger, like a teenager, right? And that led me recently, like, I mean, it's happened a couple of times, just falling into the wrong things, catching him smoking such and such, right? And that's why I'm like very like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm literally military school, beat him, like, because I don't hit my kids ever. Yeah. So it's like, what was I supposed to? Like,
well, I'm sure at certain ages, he probably needed to get some pow pows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like 7. Yeah. That
but once they turn, I always say around 12. But it's different for everybody. For some humans, it's 10. For some humans, it's 12, maybe 13. But around 12 or 13 is too late. So from ages, 1. I don't know. I don't see the point of popping the 6-month-year. I don't know. I don't see it. But maybe around 1, maybe a little pop. No. Okay. 2, pop. I get the little pops and the taps, but you got to be careful with that. You don't want to traumatize. Like, they're still human. They're still human. We're so used to getting beaten with freaking sticks and water hoses. We're like, I'm fine. They'll be fine. But you don't want to traumatize them, for God's sake, But I don't see nothing wrong with the little pop on the hand. Like, if they're hey, no. Yeah. The tone does a lot. Hey, no. And they're going to be like, I don't like that word, no. I don't like whatever she's doing. I don't like that word. But you got to say no. When they're doing something good, yes. Those things are great. But around 12, for some kids, it's 10. There's kids in our family that are like 8, and I can already tell they're at that age. You can't hit them anymore, and they're 8 years old. And you're like, what? What do you mean? They're kids, bro. I can see their mental state, man. That would not be good for that 8-year-old if you keep hitting them. It's not going to be good, because you can see the intelligence is there. Like, they are comprehending what is going on, and you start hitting them, there's going to be some confusion going on, because I'm saying they are intellectual. They'll freaking do mathematical equations right in front of you. They'll have a full conversation with you, like about all kinds of stuff. They're 8. And you're like, what the heck? 8? How are you 8? And you already know. I didn't know how to do that when I was 8. How do you know how to do that? You know, so you have to already start giving them their space, start treating them like an adult. And you know, if they start taking advantage of that, then that's when you know, oh, okay, well, you haven't matured there yet. But you got to find out, like, where they're at, right? You have to find out where they're at. And you'll know little by little, you'll know. But at this age, 16 years old, the hitting is done. Brenda, I'm not even saying you hit him. I'm just for whoever else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at 16, 100% the hitting is done. If you think you still need a smackdown Royal Rumble in your living room with the 16-year-old, you need to go get some anger management. Something else is wrong. All right, so
but punishment is not. Punishment is not, though. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You can't do this. You can't do this if you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Well, you're talking about rules and regulations. There's nothing wrong with rules and regulations. But what I'm saying is, if they break the rules, and let's say they break another rule, and they break another rule, so like, oh, well, we got to start hitting again. No, you're smoking it. You're smoking it. Nope, that you don't. The hitting is done. I'm telling you, 16 years old. The hitting is done. All the dude is going to do is he's not going to feel like he's going to lose some self-confidence. It could be very disruptive because he's freaking 16 years old. He doesn't need nobody hitting him. Trust me, he don't need nobody.
You said that because my husband's here listening too, right? But that's how do you say it? Like I say, we don't, we never hit him like that. So it's like, well, dang, do we have to? You know what I mean? Like, is that what it's gonna work?
Well,
no, like you said,
the tapping and the patting, that should have already happened. So if you didn't do that, okay, well then you missed out. All right. So it's very true. He can have a little entitlement, and that's not healthy. That's not good. So, what you do have to do is you do have to start treating him more like a man, but not in the sense that he has all the respect, like you are the man of the house, whatever you say goes. That's not what's happening. It's just he has to start figuring out how he's going to do extracurricular activities. So obviously you got to take him to school, okay? But who says you have to take him anywhere else? Where's this rule that you have to take him? He has to start feeling the pressure of being a man. And, if he wants to get a little mouthy, you can sit down with him and you can say, listen, you're a man. And just wait, see what he says. Hopefully he don't say, no, I'm not, Mom. I'm not a man yet. Hopefully he don't say that. That would weird me out. If a 16-year-old says, well, I'm not a man yet. What? You're not a man yet? Okay, my bad. Because the other day, remember we were having this conversation. You're like, man, I could do that. I could do that. Man, say that. Are you a man or not? Now, if he admits to you, Mom, I'm not a man yet. I still got a lot to learn. And you ask him, okay, you got a lot to learn. What do you have to learn? What? Tell me. So we can get you in a class so you can learn it, But you do have to be on his page. Like, you need to understand, like, what are we doing here? Like, you do know in 1 year you're going to be an adult. After that, it's going to be 18, and you're not just an adult. You're like super adult now. Super adult, 18. And every year after that, you become more of a loser if you're not accomplishing anything. I'm talking about in the eyes of women, okay? In the eyes of women, you become loserville, Again, at age 16, you'll be fine. You can say that to him. Say, okay, well, so what are we doing? You're going to get your license or what? You can start asking him the straight up questions. Hey, when are you going to get your license? Well, Mom, I don't know. Listen, you're a man now. You understand? You're a man. You need to start telling. Do you tell him that? Does he ever tell you he's a man?
No, I mean, I'm more of like, you're starting to grow up. I don't say he's a man.
Why not? Why not? I got to know. Why not?
No, to be honest, it never crossed my mind.
Okay, like, you need to tell him. You need to tell him. Like, hey, does he have any chores at the house?
Yes, two, and barely like I'm
What
telling
what
you.
are they? What are they?
The trash and the dishes.
Okay. Oh, well, the
Oh,
the trash for sure, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing wrong with telling them to do the dishes, okay? But the trash for sure. And you say, "Hey, come here, man. I need you to I need the man to take out the trash." I would start calling him that. It's kind of like God going up to certain men in the Bible, and they're acting like they're scared, and he calls them, "Hey, what are you doing here, man of valor?" See what he calls them?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's calling them what they are. Regardless if they feel that way or not, he's calling them what they are. Right? So
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
you need to start calling him a man. And if he's like, "Why are you calling me a man?" So you're not a woman, you're a man. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, my husband will tell him like, "Hey, you know, you're becoming a man. This is what we do. Your mom only tells you
Nah.
'cause she loves you."
You know, you don't tell him you're becoming. No.
I get it. I get it.
That's like
now.
telling that's like telling a person who's been a Christian for 10 years, "You're becoming a Christian. You're getting
dumb for
there."
you.
No. You're already are. And if he's like, if he's like, "Well, yeah," now if he starts taking that the wrong way and he's like, "Hey, mom said I'm a man." Yeah,
Oh, hell
yeah.
no.
Yeah, well, hold on. But he has to learn though. He has to learn. So he said, "Yeah, right, you're a man, but I'm trying to figure out why you're sticking your chest out like you want to fight. Where are you getting the idea that a man means crazy? Why are you acting stupid? What are you talking about?"
That part right there. That part. That's him.
Yeah. You have to show them like the word man doesn't mean crazy, stupid, stick your chest out, fighting. Say, if I said you're a man, how do you become puffed up and stupid because I said you're a man? Where did you learn that that's what a man is? Right? So
Yeah, I think that's yeah. Like I don't know if it's my culture thing, like what he's seeing. Like I don't know.
well, but again, it's not wrong to ask, where are
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
learning that this word man means this? Where did you learn this? Well, no, son. The word man means head of the house. The head of the house is focused on how God leads, That's what being a man is focused on how God leads. So the Bible says that God is love. Now, you don't want to say too much because you don't want to say, "Ma, don't start preaching to me." So you don't want to come off as preachy.
Oh man, yes.
You don't want to come off as preachy, but you do want to say, "I need you to show me, where did you learn that the word man means these things? Fighting, crazy, boastful, stick the chest out, loud, obnoxious. Where did you learn that the definition for man was that? Where did you learn this? Because this is not true." Now, if he goes, "Well, that's what Dad does," I'm just saying, if he says that, then that's when you and your husband have to have a talk and say, "Hey, we need to start teaching him what the word man means, because that's not what man means. Doesn't mean these, right? You know." But all right, so we'll just leave it at that. Just kind of think about what we went over, regarding you calling him a man. And if your husband asks you, "Hey, why are you calling him a man?" Because he is. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he's listening. We're he's agreeing. He's like, "You're right." you know?
Yeah. And also, first of all, obviously your husband wants him to be a man. So what the heck? Let's hurry up and get him there then, right? Let's hurry up. Hey, come here, man. Come here. And if he's like, "Well, I feel like y'all are mocking me." No, son, ain't nobody. The world is nasty, not us. The world is. So
Exactly.
the
We tell him
quicker
that
we
all the
can,
time.
so the quicker we can get you there mentally, the quicker that we can do this, the better for you. Okay? We've babied you long enough because you're our baby. We love you and we understand why we get on your nerves. We're your parents. We get all that, bro. We've been there. But you're a man now, period. And so right before you turn 17, we're going to call you a man until that day. And when that day gets here, when we can say you're officially a man through the paperwork, fine. But we're saying that we've been raising you as best we can, and we are at the point that we officially, from family member to family member, we can tell you you're a man. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. And he can sit there and, at night he might cry, because when you're going from like child to man, it's like, oh crap, what does this mean? It's a lot. It's a lot.
A lot of pressure.
Okay, right. But all of us had the pressure. Everybody on the panel has already had the pressure. So the pressure is going to come whether he likes it or not.
Because you're going to have to eventually you're not going to be under my roof. Eventually you're going to have to sit out and do things on your own as a man.
As a man.
You know what I mean?
As a man. Yeah. And the thing is, he already knows this. That's the thing. Say, let me ask you this. Are we telling you something that you know or don't know? No, I know. Okay, then we're just coming into agreement with you, son. That's it. You're a man. Period. All right? But man doesn't mean puffed up, strong. That's not what a man. I know women that are crazier than men. So we need to start calling them man too?
For real.
So that's not true. Angel, ask your. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yep.
Brenda, hold on a second. Angel, hold on. Brenda, what were you saying?
Well, I did want to say he had a question and I totally forgot and kept talking.
Who did?
Angel.
Oh yeah. Angel, ask your question. We got a few minutes, and we're gonna have to go over it tomorrow. What's up?
So it's a basically simple yes or no answer.
No, not with me. It's not with me. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
So let's say, for example, right, in the future, right, I somehow manage to get into an argument with whoever I end up. Would it be wise to take?
Hold on,
like,
whoa, hold on a second. You're gonna get an argument with who?
No. Like, let's say the woman I end up with, right?
Okay, hold on. A future significant other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
So let's say, for example, I managed to get into an argument with her, right?
Yeah.
Would it be wise to cool off for 30 minutes and come back to the situation or the problem and talk about it?
Well, if that's the only option you have, then yeah. He's like, hold on a second. Hold on, I'm a man. Let me go cool down before I freaking lose my mind. Let me go over here. No, that's horrible. That's horrible. I know that's what people teach, but the reason why they teach that is because they're telling someone who doesn't know how to harness their emotions. So they're like, hey, you don't know how to harness your emotions, so hurry up and run away before you say something stupid. That's not a good sign. All right, so you learn how to harness your emotions so you don't have to run away like a little kid and you can stand there and shut up. You understand?
Right.
Okay.
I'm glad you told me this.
Huh? Yeah. So let me just say this. If you or someone else is a person that is learning how to harness their emotions, then it probably is wise for you to run away so you can shut your stupid mouth. You understand what I'm saying? All right. But a mature person that can harness a mature person that can harness their emotions, they can tell themselves to shut up while they're standing there. You understand?
Right. So if you feel like your significant other is making you feel in a way that you need to do something to move away.
Yeah, well, or not do something to her, but even start mouthing back, like, so it's not okay to yell back. Okay, it's not okay to yell back if she's being mouthy and you're learning. Oh man, she don't know how to harness her emotions. First of all, that's not the time to say that. Okay, that's not the time to be like, hey, I think you need to learn how to harness your emotions. That's not the time to say that. Okay, but you can acknowledge. Oh, man, hold on a second. She doesn't know how to harness her emotions. Okay, so if she doesn't know how to harness her emotions and I recognize that, wouldn't it be wise for me to just shut up? Angel?
Yeah.
Why?
That's the wisest thing.
Why? Why is it wise to shut your mouth? Why?
Because if you say the wrong thing, or at least
No.
ears,
It don't
right?
matter. No, it don't matter if you say the wrong thing. She's already crazy. So why is it wise for you to shut up? Why?
Because then she's gonna go even crazier.
That's right. She's gonna go crazier. Why? Because she doesn't know how to harness her emotions. So if she doesn't know how to harness her emotions, anything you say is gonna make her emotions go even crazier. So What you need to do is say, okay, whenever things are going good, I'm going to tell her we need to talk. Listen, the time to talk is not when that person, I don't care if it's male or female, if they don't know how to harness their emotions, that's not the time to talk about emotions, bro. Okay? So you apologize. You say, I'm not sure what I did. Obviously, it was bad. Whatever. I'm sorry. Get the heck out of there unless you're crazy. Once things calm down and everything's good for a few days, maybe even a week, for God's sakes, okay? Find out what her favorite candy is, because obviously she likes being in her belly. So feed her fat belly something that tastes delicious, and while she's eating it, say, hey, we need to talk. And that is when you start talking to her and say, hey, listen, I like how everything is going except for this thing right here. We need to talk about you harnessing your emotions. And if she laughs at you and says, well, I don't think I'm doing nothing wrong, my friend, you need to run for the hills. She can't even admit that she did something wrong. That's not good. That means you're being more stupid than she is because you're like, oh, it's okay. We'll figure it out. No, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to figure it out because she doesn't care to change. So she will run you into the ground.
10-4.
Right?
If your wife or your husband will change for you, because that's what we call God.
Yeah, but he's not talking about a wife. He's talking about a girl he just meets. He's dating.
Either way it go.
Well, no, it's not a wife yet, so he can run. He ain't married her yet.
Yeah.
Sure.
If it ain't a wife.
All right, now,
No.
now, if you didn't understand this and you married a crazy woman, okay, and now y'all are already married, tough it up, Buttercup. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. That's a different topic. But Angel is talking about, hey, I just met someone. Okay, my friend, you just met someone. I'm not saying that the person won't go to counseling. I'm not saying she won't. What I'm saying is if she is literally not acknowledging the craziness that she just showed you, if she can't acknowledge that, Bubba, that is a bad sign, I am telling you. But if she can acknowledge it and she'll go to counseling and she's actually willing to change, then while you're dating her, you know what I mean, then you'll see how that goes. But I'm telling you right now, you don't just, once she goes to counseling, you're like, you know what, you're in counseling, will you marry me? What? They're not even finished? Let her finish a year, for God's sakes, and then go, try to go ask the counselor, hey, I know you're not supposed to talk to me about it, but how's she doing? Hey, he may say, oh, no, I can't talk about it. Or he may say, run. You better run, and you better not tell nobody he told you to run. Okay? But you got to use your common sense too. But if you're already married, that's a totally different story. That's not the same thing.
That's
not
craziness.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing. If you're already married, then you do the right thing. You said, till death do us part. And if you got the power of God living on the inside of you, prove it. Let's see if you got the power of God living on the inside of you. But if you're not married, you're like, hey, I think you're awesome, but for some reason, whenever you go crazy, you can't even admit that. That's a problem. Period. What'd you say, Roddy? You need a second pair of sneakers. Run for the hills. All right, guys, that's it. Remember, a Grit Mastery family is only going to be an hour long. Today it was like an hour and 20 minutes, or matter of fact, 28 or something minutes, but that's only because y'all already know that we're going to get into shenanigans before the live gets going. So, and it's not good to harp on the same particular subject over and over and over and over, right? Like, for instance, Brenda, she doesn't mind opening up and saying, hey, look, this is the kind of area we're at. Hey, guess what? I don't live next door to you. I don't even know who you hang out with. Think about it. Just use your head for a second. How in the world can someone truly judge you that when you walk outside, you don't see me? You don't see anybody from Descaled, right? It's actually a very pleasing method to meet someone on the internet that you've learned that, you know what, I think I can learn something from this goofball right here. And you come on here and nobody knows. Nobody knows. A lot of people are scared to go to a physical church because they think they're going to be judged. Well, guess what? This is not a physical church. I don't see you every day. I'm on here because I care for people's hearts 100%. 100%. You can ask my heifer. She'll tell you straight to her face that when it comes to people, I literally will go out of my way as far as I can to help somebody understand a truth. And that's because I do care for people's hearts 100%. I caught both my kids listening to these lives. What do you mean you caught them listening? What does that mean? I caught them listening. Woohoo. Nina, how come you don't come up anymore? What's going on? Huh? Is your robot throat hurting you tonight? I ain't seen you all day.
Don't do that to Nina. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Summer vacation? What does that mean, summer vacation?
The kids are out and they're driving us insane. That is exactly what it means. I'll tell you what, August 11 is on my fridge. Just with a
Oh
whole
my
circle.
God! I can't wait till August. Oh my little kids.
Well,
She been with the shark. Oh, I know. Nina been sharking. I know it. Been sharking out there. Oh no, Nina's with the gators. No, she ain't been with the shark. She been with the gators. She been with the shark. No, she been with them gators out there. Y'all better watch out. Mama shark. Oh, man. Both? Holy crap. Better not. Well, anyway, what'd you say? Angel?
Florida's more crocodiles.
Yeah, but I mean, Florida's right there by the ocean too, though. So I would love to see an alligator and shark fight. I don't think I ever seen that.
I think it's probably happened before.
I'm sure it has. All right, I'm sure it has. Okay, pythons. Oh my God, man! Freaking pythons. You can't go nowhere outside, man. All right.
Them big old pythons.
Yeah, you name it. You name it. I got beans, tomatoes. What was that lady say? You name it. All right, guys, we're out. We will see y'all in the morning on Descaled. So God bless. We'll see y'all soon.